the DNC watch party, and so we're gonna go to our man Aftab Puraball.
Hello, my name is Aftab Puraball, and I am the first Asian American mayor in the great city of Cincinnati. For years, politicians came through my city and promised to fix the Brent Spence Bridge, which connects Ohio to Kentucky, until Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Joe Biden told Cincinnatians, we're gonna fix that damn bridge. And 4 months later, he signed the bipartisan infrastructure law.
Aftab. Now I gotta address Aftab first. When he just got up there and said all that stuff about the Brent Spence Bridge and how Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were the people who did that, I have to rebuttal him on that one, because that infrastructure bill came from COVID relief money. That's where it came from. And if it wasn't for influential people in Northern Kentucky, because Aftab, I like you, brother, but I'm gonna have to correct you. That bridge is owned by Kentucky. It's not owned by Cincinnati. It's a connector bridge that goes from Kentucky to Cincinnati, and we own and we operate. We own that bridge. But let's bring some truth to the matter. A man named Steve Franks, Republican from Covington, Kentucky, was instrumental on making sure there was no tolls on that bridge. Him and Joe Meyer fought. Joe Meyer, the Democrat mayor in Covington, Kentucky, a group of influential people in Northern Kentucky, because they were trying to pass that bridge with tolls on it. It wasn't Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The DNC is really, really, really unified on the inside, but like women's rights are really huge button for you. Black men's rights are a really huge button for me. The economy might be a huge button for someone. Inflation might be a huge button. 401k, things. But there's one huge button that nobody's talking about.
So that is the picture inside Convention Hall. Outside, this is near the Israeli consulate where police arrested pro-Palestinian protesters last night.
We had a group that showed up, and they showed up with the intent on committing acts of violence, vandalism. As the Chicago Police Department, we did everything that we could to de-escalate that situation.
Last night wasn't a protest. To call last night a protest would be disrespectful to people who have actually protested for things that have moved societies forward across the country.
You heard him there say this was not a protest. To call it a protest is an insult to those who honestly protest around the country.
He said that some of the charges that the protesters faced included disorderly conduct and battery to police officers. Protesters later refused to negotiate and leave. And also he called some of his female officers nasty, sexually explicit things.
I mean, at the same time, yeah, it was scary to be caught in that, and when we were in Chicago. But at the same time, I think that's what makes America so beautiful, is that we have the right to protest.
I wish I felt that way. I really do. I wish I felt that there was some kind of end to protest, because like I haven't seen anything in my lifetime where protest has gotten anything anywhere.
Are you ready to reach a higher ground?
I think it's interesting from watching that, and I think you're right on that, watching the RNC and then watching the DNC, like seeing how much diversity is in the crowd compared to the RNC. And I think that's beautiful to see. And I feel so much more hope watching this one versus the RNC. What I don't like about any of this is, why do we have to call each other names? Why do we have to even bring that up? Let's talk about what change you're going to do.
Stevie's the man. And I knew this right here, when I pulled this out, that was no disrespect to Stevie. I knew he was about to play. And I was getting hyped, because I love me some Stevie, man. Stevie. RNC had Kid Rock. DNC
and they had Hulk Hogan. Remember we watched Hulk Hogan on there too?
But this is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It just instills so much hope to when they flash through the crowd to see all the diversity there.